Welcome to the Wine Glass, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 S's, or the basics of wine tasting. I'm going to go ahead and start off by saying that there are going to be some terms that I'm going to be talking about throughout the episode that you may not know, but I will be giving descriptions or definitions to these words as we go along. If there's something that I mention that you are unsure about, or if you have a question, go ahead and leave it in the comments below and I'll be able to answer all your questions. Now, first we're going to go ahead and start with, what are the 5 S's? 5 S's are sight, smell, sip, swish, and spit or swallow. So the first one we're going to go ahead and go with is your sight. What color is it? Is it very deep red? Is it lighter red? If it's a white wine, is it more yellow? Is it more green? These are different things that can help you determine what your wine is before you go ahead and start drinking it. The next part of sight is, you're just going to go ahead and give it a little swirl, and then when you stop, you're going to notice that little teardrops or legs are going to start developing off the glass. Now, wine has about 15 different alcohols in it. So one of the alcohols is ethyl. So that alcohol inside the wine is what determines these legs. Now, people say that depending on how thick or how thin, how fast they run down or how slow they run down, determines on the alcohol level in the wine. I don't particularly take that as a way to determine the alcohol in the wine, but some people do. Next, we're going to be talking about the nose. You might hear people say, oh, it has a really big nose, it has a very small nose, it smells of cooked fruit, of dried fruit, it smells herbaceous. And these are all things that you get from your smell. So your nose is just the smell. Now, you may be a little confused if you're around people and they're talking about what it smells like, and to you it just smells like grapes, which is natural for people who aren't very into drinking wine or are just starting out. If you're just starting out, a great tool that I recommend is the Aroma Wheel. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link of this down below so you can go ahead and check it out yourself. But throughout the entire wheel, it has most, if not all, the different types of smells that you can get in wine. So it'll help you determine on the nose. On this one in particular, I get a lot of like cooked fruit, kind of like jams, very like black fruits, a lot of pepper, very spicy. It is a Tempranillo, so it is going to be a little on the spicier side. Now the next thing is sip. When you go to sip, you never want to go based off of your first sip. Your first sip is just kind of shocking your tongue and your palate. So it may seem really sharp, it may seem very acidic, a little too sweet, something like that. It's going to be too much of a particular flavor. So never go by your first sip. Always go by your second sip. So I like to take a decent sized sip, not too much that it's almost like you're gulping the wine, but not too little that you're not quite getting a good coating on your tongue. So go ahead and get your first one. Now, did you have that first one? Did it seem a little too strong in a particular aspect? That's what it's going to be normally like, because you just shocked your palate into whatever you just tasted. Now we're going to go ahead and take our second sip. But as we do that, I'm going to go ahead and go into our next S, which is swish. When you're going ahead and swishing it in your mouth, try to get from the top of your mouth, under your tongue, each sides of your cheek. You really want to go ahead and coat your entire mouth. That way you get a really good sense of taste on your wine. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, normally what I do, I go cheek, up, and then I kind of like to bring it towards the front of my teeth, because you do actually have nerves there in between your teeth and your lip. So you can get some interesting flavor profiling off of that section as well. Now the last S is spit versus swallow. There are some moments in life, I know, where you have to spit out the wine, and it is tragic. But you are in a situation where you really don't want to get belligerent and you want to stay as coherent as possible. For example, if you're going to be in festivals, if you are judging a competition, you do not want to be swallowing every single wine that you try, because you will be slushed like a slushie. Now, go ahead and we're going to do all the steps together as one full motion. So take a look, swirl, smell. There we go. Good job, everybody. I hope you really liked this episode, and if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. And remember, drink responsibly. Happy drinking!